Since it's 95 degrees out, I thought I'd do a few more indoor projects. Every day they tell us, oh, the heat wave will be over tomorrow. It's been 2 weeks. We're 95 degrees today with the humidity, and it's just wicked hot out. So we had a big storm roll through a couple days ago, and we had a big branch come down and rip the screen. So I am going to be replacing screens today. I could take it to the hardware center, but I'm not going to. I thought I will replace this myself. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the spline out. That seals the screen into the frame. These are really wobbly frames, so we'll see how I do. And then you're going to roll out your new screen, and then we're going to put new spline on. So let's fix this screen. Okay, this spline is really old and really brittle. So I'm just going to go ahead and rip the screen out, and then all these little pieces, I've got to clean all this out. So this is going to be more of a project than I thought it was going to be, as is everything. Okay, so I was using a screwdriver to get all this really brittle spline out, and it was taking me forever. So being that I am a potter, I've acquired a massive amount of tools. These are old dental tools somebody gave me, and wow, these are a game changer. They work really well. So you just take the pointy end Okay, it's out. So I'm going to run and grab my vacuum and get this mess cleaned up, and then we'll start to replace the new screening. Okay, that looks pretty tight. I I've only ever done this a couple times, and I've ran into these screens have little pins that secure them into the window frame, and you have to run your spline around those little pins. So it's really difficult. So I ended up cutting the spline and making it so those will move in and out. So now all I need to do is trim it up, and I gotta go get a razor blade to do that. Okay, I put in a new razor blade because this really, if you have sharp tools, you're much farther ahead of the game than fighting with it. Okay, and there we have a nice tight screen. Now I have a bar that goes across the middle to stabilize it, so I'll put that in. Then I need to wash my windows before I put the new screen up. Okay, my windows are washed. I have to say, on a 95-degree day, it wasn't a bad thing to do. The project is done. I did 4 window screens, so they're fairly large. And I have to say, I called my local hardware store to ask them what it would cost me to have 4 screens replaced. It would have been $50 each. So do it yourself. Very few tools. This I inherited from my grandfather. I have a lot of his tools, so thanks. I believe it's an antique. You need spline. It comes in a package like this. You can get it at any big box store. It was
a little over $5. I had a pair of scissors. This little dental pick was the star of this project. I had two, and this little curved pointy end, it just zipped right down because my spline was so brittle, I had to break it. And then I could pick it out with this. This I used on the corners, but honestly, by the time I did the last screen, I didn't need it. I only needed these. My roll of screen cost me $14. So I think that's well worth it. And it cost me an afternoon. And my windows are clean. What does it cost to hire somebody to clean your windows? Our weather has finally broken, so I am going to now be building a garlic holder to dry my garlic, and a garlic rack. And as soon as the garlic's done, I think my onions will be ready to go in. So I've needed to do this for a couple of years. So while I was at the big box store picking up this, I also picked up 2x4s so I could build that. So I'm going to install these window screens, and I can't wait to get up and have my coffee in the back room and have clean windows to look through. So this was a good project. For anybody who's keeping up on what's going on in the country, I'm going to be devoting more and more time to money saving cooking and things you can do to feed yourself. I don't have high hopes for what's going on. I think it's really scary right now. Um, and to keep yourself healthy, keep moving. You know, 70, I see people my own age who don't move very well. A garden will help you move. Doing all these little projects will help you move. Eat well, hydrate, do all those things. Make sure you go to the dentist. I think what's coming in the next year is terrifying. And I think a lot of people are going to have trouble getting by. So be the helper. Just be the helper. All right. Have a great day, everybody. I am going to go install my window screens.